Welcome to the Choppity Masterclass 2026 version. My name's Michael. I'm the Chief Choppity Officer of Choppity.com. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through step by step on how to master this tool so you can start scaling your content and achieving your content goals. So without further ado, make sure you have an account created. Head over to Choppity.com. Make sure you create an account. And once you've created an account, you will land into the Choppity dashboard. Now, over on the left-hand side, this is where you will navigate between different sections of the app. So you can upload a video, you can navigate into your projects. Inside the projects, we have a few different features that I'll break down shortly. You also have a section called storage. This is where you can find all the videos, all the images, the B-rolls, the custom fonts, sound effects, everything that you're uploading into Choppity, you'll be able to find it in your storage section. Now, underneath that, we have our usage counter. So the AI analysis, this is what you fundamentally are paying for each month. So every hour of AI analysis is equivalent to 1 hour of video footage. So if you are uploading, let's say 1 hour video in 1 month, then you would have used 1 hour of your total limit for the month. Now, storage, you will also have your own dedicated storage limits. Now, if you do hit any of your storage limits, you can go into your storage, select a file and hit delete, and that will actually reset or reduce your usage. And in terms of your AI analysis, this will reset every single month. So if you've exceeded, you can either upgrade or you can wait until the next month and you can start using Choppity again. Now, down at the bottom, you will have a section to your settings. Clicking into your settings, you will see that this is where you can manage your subscription. This will give you the name of your subscription tier. You can upgrade, you can view your receipts, and you can also cancel your subscription. You can also toggle between light mode and dark mode, depending on what you are looking for. And you can also sign out from here. Now, if you want to get in contact with us and have a live chat with us, whether it's for a support ticket or whatever question you might have, you can click on contact and that would open up intercom, and that is where you'll speak with myself over in the bottom right corner. Now, I try my best to get back to every single ticket as quick as I can, so rest assured that you will definitely get a response from me. Now, over in the bottom left corner, you can see that there is a section called Team Choppity. This is going to be a different name for you because I've renamed my team to be Team Choppity. But this is where you can navigate between different teams that you're a part of. And clicking on team settings will actually take you to the settings page for your specific team. Now, if you don't actually have a team created or a custom team for your organization, then it will just be yourself. But if you actually have a team and you've invited more people to it, this is where you can actually manage everything. So let's go ahead and click into projects, because I think this masterclass is really going to be focused on leveraging our custom video editor experience to help you polish up your clips. So once again, the key difference between Choppity and all the other AI video editors and AI clipping tools is that with the AI clips that are generated via Choppity, we give you a full video editor experience to polish up those clips. Unlike most other tools where you generate the clips and you are only able to maybe add an extra B-roll or maybe change some of the words in the transcript in terms of the captions, and then you are forced to download or schedule it, we actually provide you a full video editor experience, and you'll learn how to leverage all that in this masterclass. So before we dive into that, let's take a look at the project section. So right now we have 4 key features: generate clips, which is what we are predominantly known for right now, which is turning long form content into short form clips instantly with AI. We also have a feature called edit a video. So if you already have a short form video on your phone, you can actually upload it directly to Choppity. We'll stylize it, add animations, and also add the captions for you, so they are social media platform ready, so you can publish them right away. Now, when it comes to our screen recorder, if you are filming, let's say, for example, sales videos or specifically YouTube tutorials or any sort of tutorials or educational content, since we have a copy of the two files, video files, such as the screen recording and yourself speaking, we can help you lay that out perfectly for portrait mode as well. Now, the final feature we have is a blank project. So if you want to leverage Choppity as a general online video editor, clicking on blank project will actually spin up a new project that is blank. Nothing will be on it. And you can go ahead and add your primary media, your secondary media, your sound effects, your audio, your B-rolls, everything. So it's just a standard online video editor. But in this masterclass, we are going to learn how to utilize the generate clips feature, because that is predominantly what most of our users leverage us for right now. Now, with that being said, though, we are actively building out and growing Choppity. We've got some juicy features coming up this year. I can't reveal too much about what they are right now, but rest assured, it's going to make your workflow super efficient and speedy. So I've also gone ahead and left a link in the video description, and this video link is going to be the one that you can use to follow along with. It's easier if you're using the same video file as me, because you'll be able to just follow the steps moving forward. Without further ado, let's dive right in and copy the YouTube link that you see in the video description. It's a video by Marques Brownlee, who's a very famous YouTuber. What I want you to do is go ahead and just copy that link and paste it into the input field over here. Now, if you in the future have a video on your local machine, you can click this section and upload it directly. Now, in the second step, what we're going to do is we're going to take Marques Brownlee's YouTube video, which is around 8 minutes long. I didn't choose something too long because the loading times can take a little bit longer. So this is an 8-minute video, and he's going to be talking about, let me just go ahead and jump in, how the new Siri is going to be backed by Google's Gemini AI LLM. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and take this YouTube video and clip up as many interesting clips from this video for us to repurpose and post onto our own social media platforms, imagining we are Marques Brownlee's media team. So we've gone ahead and grabbed the link, we've popped it in here, and if you don't have a specific request, AI will go ahead and just find the most interesting clips that it believes is most interesting and impactful. But if you do have a specific request, I might say find all the moments where there is a hook and an interesting fact. Okay, I can put in a specific request. You could also say find me all the moments where they mention Google, and it will actually go ahead and clip up everything that's mentions Google specifically. So once I'm ready, I can go ahead and click on generate clips. All right, so once it's gone ahead and loaded up the clip from YouTube, it's actually going to give you some settings for you to customize. Now, while you are on this screen, you can see in the top right corner or over here, the actual video is being uploaded to our servers. So during this time, you have the opportunity to customize some stuff. So language spoken, we have, I believe, 97 languages. You can go ahead and select whichever one is set in the video. So I'm going to go ahead and select English US because Marques Brownlee is based in the US. You can then set the duration of the clips that you want generated. So I'm going to just go and make it 60 seconds. Now, if you have a team or if you have a brand that you want to be able to reuse the same colors, same effects and whatnot, you can actually go ahead and set up a new template. But for now, we'll leave that as is. You can then go ahead and set the different size or aspect ratio. We're going to be doing portrait mode. Now here we have some caption styles. So you can go ahead and pick whatever style you want. I will go with the default one. I like my styles to be a little bit more simplistic. And then the caption effect. This one is actually specifically for the first couple of seconds where we are focusing on the hook. So when the video first loads, we want to have some engaging text or styles for the captions. And then once the hook has completed, it will go and revert to something a little bit more standard. So from here, I personally like to use the squiggle because we can actually go ahead and add a focus point and the text as they animate up there will be a little squiggle to be added onto the focus or the keywords that we want. So I personally like this one the most. Now, Marques Brownlee, if you remember, he's got a brand color, which is red. So we can go ahead and just set this to red if we want. All right. And then you can also add a logo. You can add some music. And at the bottom, we will do some automated zooming for you. So at the start, we always have zoom. It's a great way to sort of engage the user because the video sort of zooms out or zooms in instantly, and it sort of captures the user's attention. And you can also turn on zooming at key phrases. Now, I find this super effective because when someone, or in the transcript, when the speaker mentions something very specific or we want a bit of emphasis, the AI will automatically zoom into the speaker and it adds a bit more of a dramatic effect. So normally I will leave this on. Once we're ready, I'm going to go ahead and click on continue, edit my video. And what's happening now is that the analysis will actually start for this video. So you'll see that there are 4 different steps that we go through in the background: reformatting, transcribing, cropping, and actually editing the video. So you can imagine that this process would normally take 1, 2, 3, or even 4 weeks for a video editor to be able to scrape through all the videos, go through the transcript, find all the most interesting parts, then cutting them, clipping them, adding captions, adding zoom ins, adding different effects, adding sound effects. Doing all that stuff can take so long. Here, we're about to complete this entire process within 30 seconds. So once it's done, so I'm going to go ahead and we are just going to skip ahead once this is complete. All right, so that is all complete. So once it's completed, you'll see that in your projects folder, you'll have a new project set. You can actually go ahead and click on the title and you can rename this to, let's just say, the new series is Google. All right, so you'll have a new title over here. Then we are going to go ahead and click into the actual project. And here you can see that we've already got a bunch of clips that have been generated from the long form video. Here you can see that because we have provided the AI a specific request, we give you a relevancy score on how relevant it is based off the request that you put through. So you can see that because we asked for a hook and an interesting fact, this entire clip was given a 100% score because it literally matched that request. So you can see that 100% are all given because it actually matched the request. 67% relevancy score could be that the interesting fact wasn't as interesting or the hook wasn't as much of a strong hook. So you can use that as a guideline. But once again, most of these clips are going to be super effective. And you can see, I think we have around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 clips done within, I would say, less than 5 minutes, which would have taken you, your video editor, a couple of days at least. So from here, you can actually go ahead and preview your clip.
Pretty classic vanilla statement from Apple, but this is still really interesting for a couple of reasons. I have questions that don't have answers.
All right, so you can see that at the start, this is actually a perfect example because I wanted to find some examples where there might be some further editing required, because obviously in a video, it's never as clear cut as just having one speaker. If there is just one speaker talking in a video, the AI will be able to edit that really effectively. But if there's a lot of stuff going on the screen, then we want to give you the full creative control to be able to polish that up as well. So here you can see at the start, we are using the squiggle animation.
Pretty classic vanilla statement from Apple, but this is still really interesting for a couple of reasons.
So you can see that we're using the custom font choice, and then it reverts back to the standard caption. Now we need to go ahead and select which words we want to add the squiggle to after. So I'm going to be walking you through how to do all that. So let's say we are pretty happy with this one, but we want to go ahead and refine this further. We can go ahead and edit the clip. Now over here on the video editor screen, there's going to be quite a bit that's happening. So let me break this down for you step by step. So so there are really 3 key areas where it comes to navigation. You have the top level navigation, which is the back button. You can toggle between 360 or 1080p. This is the preview of the video. The reason why we have 360p is because if you are on a slower internet connection, we will just use a 360p preview, so you can load a lot quicker. You can also flick over to the 1080p and you will be able to see the full HD version of your clip. You've got your undo, your redo. Based off the colors and the styles that you have set in this project, you can create a template, a brand template for this in all the styles that you have created, so you can reuse them. You can toggle between portrait mode, square mode, and landscape mode. And you can see that in this specific clip, there was actually 2 focus points in the landscape video. So in the portrait mode, we are going to need to just quickly polish that up so the AI knows which part to track. You can click on save to force save the project. You can share this clip or this project with anyone publicly or privately. You can take a screenshot of the video, and you can also download the video. Now, very shortly, you will also be able to schedule and publish all your clips directly to your social media platforms, but that feature is coming soon. So that is the top level navigation. Then the secondary navigation is actually toggling between your transcript, the cropping of the scene, and then profanity censoring. So if there are any swear words, we will automatically censor them, but you can also manually censor words as well. So we'll go through each step one at a time. And then down at the bottom, you have your tertiary navigation. So this is flicking between your primary media. So this is where if you go ahead and sort of scrub through your timeline, this is all the primary media. You see that if there's a zoom over here, it zooms in on the video on the right-hand side as well. So all the effects, all your primary media is set on this timeline. Then clicking over onto this secondary media timeline, you can see that over here. So if we go all the way to the start, show secondary media. Over here, if you click on add object, you'll see that you can add additional stuff to your video. You can add more video effects, you can add B-rolls, you can add images, add more text, you can add a rectangle to add color. You can add additional stuff as well. So this is what I mean by we provide you a full video editor experience when it comes to polishing up your clips. Then over here on the third tab is show captions. This is where you can manage everything related to your captions, the different fonts you're using, the weights, the sizes, all the styles when it comes to captions. Okay, so just make sure when you are clicking into the transcript section and you're hitting backspace, just don't hit delete too quickly, because it does need to register each tap on the keyboard, because when it comes to editing your captions, it is a very sensitive part to modify, mainly because the captions must match the duration of your video. So that's something that's really important for you to consider. If you can, avoid updating or changing the transcript or captions as much as possible. But if there was an incorrect translation into the captions, such as a word wasn't picked up properly or it was spelled incorrectly, you can go in and make those minor adjustments. But this entire section isn't designed for you to rewrite the whole captions from scratch. Then at the bottom, on the fourth tab, you can go ahead and also add some music. So over in the show primary media, let's go ahead and take a look at this video and see what we can do with it. So I'm going to go ahead and click to the start of this video. Now, obviously the clips that you generated might be a little bit different to the ones that I have. So you don't have to follow one-to-one to exactly what I'm doing, because your clips might be different. But I would say whatever I'm showing you, just go ahead and try and see what actually happens to your own clips. That's the main thing. So over here, the first thing we can actually do is we can go and click on this timeline. And if you click on the handle and you drag, this will actually go ahead and start the video at a specific point in time. So here, if we start it at statement, you can see that the video actually starts at statement. So I'm going to click and drag and move it back to the start of my sentence. So over here, you can see that once again, if you want to trim, you can add extra sentences by clicking and dragging, right? And then you can click and drag and you can extend the video as well. Now, right now we don't have the functionality to actually remove and clip out and cut out an entire part of a video inside your video clip, but that will be coming fairly soon. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the crop feature. So over here, you can see that the video actually was struggling, the AI was struggling to decide on which part to focus on when it came to this segment of the video. Now, once again, we give you full creative control when it comes to polishing up your clips, unlike other tools. So here, you could say that the main focus is actually Marques Brownlee. So over here, what we can do is we can go ahead and click and drag and bring the box over onto Marques Brownlee and make sure that we focus this on him. So once we have moved the box, we can actually go ahead and click on the follow. And this will actually go ahead and analyze the video to make sure it's following the actual speaker. All right, so you can see that it says unfollow now, which means the actual clip has been completed. So we can see that if I go ahead and hit play.
Vanilla statement from Apple. But this is still really interesting for a couple of reasons. I have questions that don't have answers yet that we probably won't get the answers.
So it did follow Marques Brownlee in the first instance, and then at around this point in time, it changes, mainly because in the long form video, you can see that the caption disappears, right? It's a different video in the long form. So over here, what we can do is I can actually go ahead and find that moment where it changes. So right there, I can go ahead and split this scene, right? This will create a second scene. And then in the second scene, I can make sure that I move the box to follow Marques Brownlee and hit follow, just to make sure that in this entire scene, we are following the speaker once again. All right, so once that's done, if I go ahead and move our video all the way to the start, hit play.
Vanilla statement from Apple. But this is still really interesting for a couple of reasons. I have questions that don't have answers yet that we probably won't get the answers to.
Perfect. As you can see, we split that original scene into two, mainly because the entire original video had changed. So we need to let the platform know, or let Choppity know, that this is an entirely new scene. And in this scene, we have a specific request when it comes to tracking the speaker. All right, so that's looking pretty good. And we've learned how to actually utilize the crop feature, aligning the crop box to the speakers. If there is any sort of adjustments that need to be made and there is a change in the main video, we can set up a new scene, retrack, and refollow the speaker itself. Let's say if we go ahead and see if there's any other point in time where we can introduce something different. I've got something in mind that I wanted to show you. All right, so there's no change in here. Let me just scrub through the video. So this is all looking pretty good. Oh, this looks pretty good. All right, so all this looks pretty good. So I do want to show you one additional feature to this. So let's say, for example, at around 10 seconds mark, a second speaker comes in, and we want to make sure that we have two speakers showing up on our video. What we can do is I can go ahead and make the box for Marques Brownlee a little bit smaller, and then I can go ahead and add a crop box, another one, and then move it somewhere. So let me just go ahead and just make this a little bit bigger. Let's say the speaker is this coat hanger, right? And this is most effective when it comes to podcasts. There might be multiple speakers. You can go ahead and add a second box, and you can see that over on the right-hand side, it will show the two speakers talking. So I can go ahead and in this preview also stretch out the box, click and stretch out this box as well. And you could imagine if there were two speakers, they would be talking. Marques Brownlee might be talking to, could be his intern, it could be anyone, and they could be conversing. And we want to make sure that we have the two speakers because it's more engaging and it changes up a bit of the environment when it comes to the short form content. So that is something else you can do. Now, this is unlimited. If you wanted to, you can add another one. If there are three speakers, right? And we automatically detect that there are three different speakers and we'll align all three. this is endless. So that is why Choppity stands as a very unique solution if you value sort of quality when it comes to polishing up your clips. So I'm going to go ahead and just delete the other boxes, and I'm going to revert back to this clip. All right, so that looks pretty good. Now, another thing that's important is that when you're in this timeline, you can go ahead and click on these magical effects with the little stars on them. So if you take a look at the start and I click on the magic clip over here, this is actually a zoom. So when I click on this tab, which is the magic zoom effect, you can see that it is zooming from here. Now, the key thing for here is that you can adjust the zoom effect based on, how much zoom you want, the speed and whatnot. You can play around with these little effects, but over on the left-hand side, you can choose where the zoom should start. So over here, this is where it originally started. If we want to polish this up, we can move the indicator to Marques Brownlee's face. And now if we go ahead and replay this,
vanilla statement from Apple,
you can see that it zooms out from that center point. If I click onto the second zoom, all right, you can see that it's already detected where Marques Brownlee's face is going to be, and it zooms from that center point. So whenever you are trying to modify magic clips or magic effects, you can click, and this is where you'll be able to access it all. Now let's go ahead and uncheck the zoom effect. I'm going to click back onto my main timeline by clicking on the primary media. I'm going to go ahead and to the curse tab and take a look at the profanity censoring feature. So over here, if you have the censored ticked checked, this will automatically censor your transcript. Now, obviously, he hasn't sworn or used any curse words, so that's why nothing is censored. But if we want to manually censor something, we can by simply clicking on, let's just say at the start, we want to censor the word answers. So he had, let's see where, over here, I can censor that, and you'll see that because I have used the sound effect bleep and the text effect using asterisks, you can see that it has stylized this. And if I go ahead and play it,
yet that we probably
there we go.
That don't have yet.
That's how you censor any of the words. It's all automatic and it's very easy to use. So that's what you can do when it comes to cursing. And let's go ahead and take a look at the captions. So one of the key things when it comes to the captions is that everything is managed in the captions tab. Now, yes, it can be a little bit confusing. So you have your primary. This is the main transcript, but you don't actually do anything with the transcript when it comes to stylizing it. Everything is managed in the show captions tab. So over here, you can see that if I click ahead into my video and we've got some captions over here, we can change the font. So based on whatever we want, I can use something a little bit more obvious. So let's use Poetsin 1. You can see that it's changed. You can change the size. You can change the case. You can change the color of the text. You can also change the different animations. Once again, you can have a play around with the stylistic choices. Once again, I think those are quite self-explanatory and easy to use. And over here on the left-hand side, you can actually go and change any of the words. Something else that I wanted to bring note to is that you can actually position everything in this preview as well. And that this will actually adjust, as you see over here, all the X and Y coordinates for you. All right, so if you wanted to adjust everything. And over in the highlights, if I select highlight tab, this is where we are highlighting specific keywords. This was done automatically because we had that set on the initial effects page. But if you want to uncheck or unhighlight something, you can select the word, click it twice. And if you wanted to add a new word, you can select clicking on the word that will select it. Now, there are two different styles that you can use. So, for example, if you have two speakers and you wanted to focus on the different words based off the speaker, you can use it for that purpose, but you can use it for whatever reason you want. But if you don't want to use rotate between red and green, you can just change the color to red as well. So you have two colors, two reds in your color palette. Now, the final thing when it comes to the captions. Now, once again, I do want to stress that this feature isn't designed for you to go in and rewrite all the captions and rewrite all the words. It's just not designed for that, because once again, the transcript, the captions must match one-to-one with the original video and the video duration. So there are lots of little interconnected attributes between the two different files. But if you do want to go in to adjust any of the word timings, you can. So over here, you can edit word timings, and you can see that if you select this tab, you will get access to all the words and all the timings for them as well. Now, once again, I want to stress, if you are going to change any of this stuff, it will probably mismatch the words with the video. So in terms of syncing up the captions and the audio, this must be perfect. If it's not, it's going to throw off your video. So I do want to stress, try not to come into this section to adjust anything unless there is a major issue that needs to be corrected. But once again, the feature is here for you to use to perfect any of the timings when it's required. So hopefully this gave you a better understanding of how to utilize Choppity and all the possibilities and all the features that you might not have been aware of when it came to editing your clips. If you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments below. If you have any suggestions or any features that you would like to see, hit us up on Intercom, get in contact with us. I am always listening to what our customers and our users want, so we will actively try to prioritize anything that you really do need that can help build and grow this product to becoming one of the leading sort of AI video editors for short form content. With that said, I'll see you in another video very soon.